Hello, everybody. You are hanging out with Joe,
And Brandon.
and this is our first on Zoom podcast. I'm super excited to do this. Um, we've recorded this 1,000 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please ignore my dogs in the background because I can't do anything about it. But yeah. So today we have something a little bit new and interesting. Last night we were browsing some movie theories for a new podcast, and we came across this Matrix and John Wick theory. I'm sure you guys have heard it before. It's essentially like John Wick is like pre-Matrix with Neo and stuff. But then we got to like thinking maybe all the Keanu Reeves movies are like totally intertwined, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we came up with this huge theory, and turns out the recording got corrupted, and my audio was sadly cut off. And without my audio, it would have been kind of boring. No offense.
Right. So
It's a duo, not a single.
right. I agree. Yeah. So it totally sucked. And I was like, oh man. But we're recording now. We tested it like 5 times.
Yeah,
But
finally.
yeah, honestly, dude, it
Yeah,
took
it
us
took
like
us so
so
long.
long to like
Man,
finally get it like going, but we're here now and there's
yeah.
video too. So
Yeah,
you
so
guys
check
aren't
out the video on the YouTube channel, actually.
yeah. Um
You straight up type in our name, hanging out with Joe and Brandon.
yeah, for
Right
sure,
there.
for sure.
It's right
And
there.
Apple Podcast is up and running too. I have to get an audio file for this video. But if you guys want to check us actually talking on like,
Yeah.
face to face to like a visual, then our YouTube is totally up and running. We got
Yeah,
some
we'll also have like a little more extra content on the YouTube.
yes, of course.
So
And
it'll be,
Instagram, of course,
yeah, check
is
out the Insta. Totally.
yeah. Okay, so last night, right, we had called it the Keanu Cinematic Universe, but I totally came up with like a name. I think we could call it the Keanumatik Universe.
Okay. Okay.
TKU for
Okay.
short. And then if we don't like that, of course, we can change it. But essentially, I looked it up. Apparently, another guy has thought this theory before, not with just Matrix and John Wick, which is like, oh man, now it's not ours, but like
Not our
totally.
original anymore, but
But yeah, his storyline though is completely different. It's like Keanu Reeves is like the son of the devil, and it's like that's okay. It's kind of cool, I guess. But like last night, we had totally formed another plot line,
we
like a
did
miniature one.
entire
So
like yeah.
yeah, so we're gonna present it to you guys, and hopefully, maybe if you guys like this video, maybe we can do like a whole different series aside from like original like podcasts. Like, let's talk about this certain movie, or let's talk about this new band. We can just talk about new updates that we have for the plot line, new characters, new
Yeah,
settings.
yeah.
You know,
Try to get 100 likes on this video. On this
100
podcast.
likes.
100. Hey, I'm setting the bar pretty low. I mean, then we can
If
start a whole
if
series.
the
Yeah.
majority of if you guys like it, we will totally start the Keanumatik universe as a complete mini series on its own.
Yep.
And so totally. Here's what we were thinking. The plot line starts out with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because that's the first movie that he starred in, and it
He's the
has time
youngest.
travel.
Yeah. And it's got time travel, which is like a huge key in um the whole podcast like lineup here.
Yeah.
Well, the whole
So
movie has been, yeah.
essentially, we had thought that like when Bill and Ted travel like around in time for their like history project, different versions of Keanu Reeves kind of like spur out almost as if it's like a flashpoint sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna go off of. um we're definitely saying Bill and Ted starts off first. We're not sure what's going to like end up last, but we'll definitely have to figure that out like later on.
Yeah.
But definitely like, John Wick, Matrix, Point Break, Speed, all of, his movies. And we had kind of figured out that Lawrence Fishburne was in Matrix and John Wick, and then Sandra Bullock was in The Lake House and
Right.
Speed.
So we got some actor crossovers, which is just
Helps
absolutely
a
great
lot.
for our
Helps a
theory.
lot.
That theory. Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, I mean,
there was so much more last night, I feel
there was
like.
so much more because
Um,
we started like figuring stuff out. We definitely know though that like Bill and Ted helps us because there's a full trilogy now, you know.
yeah. And uh for sure the theory right now is that John Wick is just a video game. That is the
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Like that's his life in the Matrix. So the John Wick movies are like pre-Matrix type,
Right, right, yeah.
which explains why he's healing himself like almost instantly. And um
How bullet wounds like just disappear like,
yeah,
out of thin
he's
air.
never really injured.
Hmm.
Um
There is a another movie that has to deal with like Keanu Reeves and like the devil, and then like Bill and Ted 2 is totally a movie about like Satan's like in it, and it's like that could totally help us. I don't even know what the movie is. I guess I'll have to look it up real fast, but it's like that will totally help us too.
yeah, it's just a whole second plot line. Like so
Mm,
right after the Keanu point, we're gonna have like it's like multiple timelines split off from there. One kind of goes down John Wick alley into the Matrix, and the others split off into kind of more normal lives almost.
mhm.
So
I found the movie. It's called Constantine or Constantine. I'm
okay,
not sure. It's as a suicide survivor demon hunter, John Constantine, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, has literally been to hell and back, and he knows that when he dies, he's got a one-way ticket to Satan's realm unless he can earn enough goodwill to climb God's stairway to heaven. This
okay,
totally will like make sense because in Bogus Journey, he goes to heaven and hell with Bill. And it's kind of like a comedy like of it, like spoof of like, are
yeah,
you really God, dude? Like, and it's like,
yeah,
but like that could totally help us along the plot line as well.
yeah. It's crazy. We were like really like scrambling. Like it was like so big
Right.
yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Um
We've kind of figured some stuff out, but not a
yeah.
lot. We gotta get like the like maybe like the films like in order, you know what I'm saying?
I
Here's a
agree.
list of
Yeah.
like films you have to watch in order to understand the whole Keanumatik universe.
Yeah. Well, definitely it's Bill and Ted's first.
Definitely. I've already had it in my notes here a little bit.
Okay.
I said essentially the Keanumatik universe states that most Keanu Reeves movies take place in the same universe of some sort. I said the theory begins at Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So
Yeah. And that's where it splits off. We don't know where it splits off though.
yeah, that's confusing.
It is.
If there was a scene in Bill and Ted, which I honestly can't even remember as many times as I've seen that movie, where no, okay, yes, okay, now
Okay.
we're getting the gears
Okay.
rolling. You know the scene where he's like they're at the Circle K, and he's totally like they're the two Bill and Teds are like
Yeah.
69 dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those Keanu Reeves then can split off into like Point Break or Speed. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
could totally happen.
Okay. I see.
Because since it's time travel, they're gonna have to repeat those events again, you know? So they're
Yeah.
always like, there talking to each other.
It's
So
crazy.
maybe that could totally be where it splits off, and then you have to pause the movie and totally watch another one and then just come back to it.
And then come back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to watch the
Like another movie.
entirety of like a whole series of movies at that point. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then I assume the devil one would be like a split from the second. That's the second Bill and Ted's, right? Where,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I'd have to figure out where it splits off from. There, it could split off. Essentially, Bogus Journey is like two robot Bill and Ted's act like Bill and Ted, but they end up killing the original Bill and Ted. Like they end up like pushing them off a cliff. It's so stupid, but it's funny. And they end up like dying, essentially. And the whole movie is for them in order to get back to life, they have to play like the game, like these games with basically the Grim Reaper. So
okay. Okay.
when Ted dies, that could be a split off to the Constantine movie or whatever it's called. I've never heard
Oh,
of it.
yeah. I haven't either.
And
Okay.
then once that whole movie ends, then you have to resume from that one point in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and then rewatch it again.
That would be that would be so much like pausing and then like
Watching it again, yeah.
so worth it. The whole series.
there's
Man.
like there's like other times in Bill and Ted Face the Music too where they like interact with like different personalities of like the both of them, but like it's played solely for comedic reasons. Like it doesn't I haven't even seen it since it released, but it doesn't really play a whole factor. I mean, there's like Bill and Ted are like fat now and it's like weird, but like it's played solely for like comedic reasons. But maybe even then that could be like, well, the fat Ted's totally Speed in the future, something like
Oh
that,
wow, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. Goodness.
But
Um,
Speed definitely breaks off maybe to where the lake house comes in, because Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock are in the same movie. I read up on it. It's like apparently they send letters to each other, but they don't actually know who they are until like probably like the end of the movie. I don't know. We need to watch it.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe it could be like, I don't know, pre-speed or post-speed. Totally,
Okay. Yeah.
you know. Jeez.
So it'd be like, okay, how much time have we had? Like,
I
what's our
have
time at?
no idea. Can I see that?
I don't know.
We should probably time them before we do this. But anyway, I think the John Wick trilogy should be like solely like you don't have to watch anything in the middle of them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there is because those pretty much pick off and stop like right at this. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot, like too much almost. It's
Yeah.
like we need to like, you
We
know.
need to have a whole series on it.
Yeah, we totally do. Totally do.
Totally like this video if you want to see more.
Ooh, I was thinking maybe we can title this Season X, because like we're cool.
Oh, okay.
Season X, the Keanumatik universe, or Season TKO, TKU, or whatever. I don't even know, man. Season Keanu. So yeah, guys, essentially we just wanted to like present to you this idea that we sort of have. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, you know.
Totally. Absolutely.
it sounds a bit confusing and a little dumb right now because we don't really know like where everything is, but like once we get it in line, I think it will totally, please ignore my dogs, totally like lift off, you know? I think.
It totally makes sense. Like,
For sure.
like the more you think about it, the more like, oh wow, this movie kind of connects with this movie, and it's like building blocks.
Right.
Totally could have a whole series on this. Totally like the video.
Totally.
Subscribe.
Put notifications on. So yeah, you were hanging out with Joe.
And Brandon.
And we will see you guys next episode.
Bye.
Later.